Yo, I've been having some of the best sleep of my life, but I want to put y'all on to some of the things that I've been doing over the last 2 weeks. My name is Red, really into sleep and health and wellness. The best way to better yourself is through sleep. So I've been finding different, unique, biohacky sort of ways to get better sleep. So the first thing that I've been using is a white noise machine. White noise is basically frequencies of noise that are not really distracting to your sleep, and they actually cover up some noise. If you have noise of any type outside of your home, you might want to get a white noise machine, because for me, living in Manhattan is very loud. This has helped a ton. I actually use the brown noise setting, which is a little more earthy. It sounds kind of like natural noise. White noise sounds a little bit like you would hear from a machine, like a fan, laundry machine, mechanical noise. Both of them really help you sleep though. They cover up that outside distracting noise that creates these micro awakenings. I'm not gonna name the machine that I use just because they ain't give me the sponsorship yet. I'm not gonna name any of these companies until they give me a sponsorship, but just know that a white noise machine is a worthy investment. I would definitely look into it if I were you. The second thing that I have been doing to get great sleep over the last 2 weeks is wearing socks to sleep. I get pretty hot. I usually sleep with as little clothing as possible, but now I'm realizing that if I get a little more warm, I can sleep a little better. And I also saw this online somewhere. This dude on Reddit was like, "Oh, I've gotten the best sleep of my life from wearing socks." So I just wanted to try it out. I wouldn't even necessarily recommend it because sometimes you do need to drop your temperature in order to fall asleep. So socks can heat you up a little bit. But in my experience over the last 2 weeks, it's felt very cozy. Granted, right now at the recording of this video, January 1st, it's been very cold the last 2 weeks. So socks have come in handy. I don't know if I'd be doing this in the summer, probably not. Again, you do want to drop your temperature by a couple degrees when you're falling asleep, so socks might not be the best idea for you. I've been using alpaca wool socks. They come from alpaca fur. They're really soft. They don't really get like sweaty or like gross how other socks do. Y'all should look into them. Again, I'm not going to name the company. The natural fibers are just a lot better than polyester and some of the other stuff that's in mainstream clothing and socks. The number 3 thing I've been doing to get great sleep over the last 3 weeks is wearing blue light blocking glasses. They work really well. Blue light is what wakes up your circadian rhythm in your nervous system during the day. If you're getting blue light, such as from your screens, from phones, laptops, and whatnot, you're gonna feel a little more awake or strained. Here's how they've been helping me. I do use screens at night. I'm always working or creating something on a screen. I don't really watch too much stuff, but I am stimulating myself by creating on a screen. And I've noticed that when I put on these glasses, the strain on my eyes, and especially my eye muscles, is a lot less. So wearing these glasses helps me do more of the nighttime work that I would be doing and helps more gradual ease into sleep rather than just like crashing as soon as I'm done doing my work. You don't really want to be using screens at all at night. I'm getting better at that, but using these red lens glasses, they're all red, but the lenses block blue light. So they're called blue blockers. You can look them up, do your own research into it. Again, I'm not going to recommend them necessarily because the science is a little conflicted. It's an interesting little controversy if you look into it. For me, they help me set the tone of sleep and they don't strain my eyes. They're very pleasant in my opinion. Number 4 thing I've been doing for great sleep over the last 2 weeks, consuming glycine. Glycine is an amino acid that we typically produce in our own bodies and we can get from food, but modern diets don't really include enough glycine. Glycine helps your skin, glycine helps your collagen, your joints, above all helps you sleep. In my experience and through many others, I've learned that glycine helps you stay asleep. It does help you relax and kind of feel that drifting off, dozing off, drowsy sort of feeling. But for me, the key is that I don't wake up at night as much. I have this thing where I wake up maybe every 90 minutes or so after every sleep cycle. Sleep cycles are typically 90 minutes at a time. Since I've been taking glycine, I have not been waking up almost at all, or it's been about every 3 hours or more. That's huge for me. I don't have a problem getting back to sleep after I wake up, but I do wake up intermittently, and that's not a great thing. I want to sleep without these interruptions. So one of my friends, he sleeps perfectly. He sleeps 8 hours a night. There's no interruptions. It's just up and down. That sleep architecture is perfect, but he doesn't get as much deep sleep. And everybody can afford to get a little more deep sleep. And I think glycine is one of those keys because it helps you stay in that relaxed state while you are already unconscious. Glycine is not the same as glycinate, magnesium glycinate. You probably have heard of that if you're into sleep and supplements and whatnot. They're similar in terms of how they affect you. I think glycinate works a little more potently on me just because it's something that you do get from food. I feel like that makes it more compatible with me, you know? I take a lot of supplements, but I'm the type who responds better to food-based remedies rather than pills. So the fact that glycinate is something that we naturally produce and you can find it in chicken skin, you can find it in tendons and whatnot, it makes sense that I respond respond to that a little better than magnesium glycinate, which is just a supplement. Look into glycine, look up other people's stories with it. It is one of the most underrated supplements that we have on the market. It is really a life changer. The fifth sleep tool that I've been using to get great sleep over the last 2 weeks is massage tools. As you can see right here, this is an unnamed massage tool that you can use as percussive therapy pretty much anywhere on your body. I like to use it on my neck. I hold a ton of tension in my neck. And if you look into SCM muscle, that's SCM, you'll see how much your neck actually impacts your sleep, your awareness, your thyroid, your lymph, your face, swelling, puffiness, autoimmune, tongue posture, your jaw. There are so many things that are impacted from your SCM muscle being either tight or just sore. So what I've been doing is massaging my neck to help ease my body. And guys, this does not feel great at first. If you have a tight neck or a tight SCM muscle, it feels like you're hurting yourself. It feels like pain. And I don't want to instruct you to hurt yourself, but I do want you to push the limits a little bit of your pain tolerance, all right, of your threshold. If you go to get a massage, these people, they're not gonna let up on you, all right? Like they're not really gonna stop unless you tell them to stop. They're pushing limits, all right? Because you're not injured, neglecting it, or your posture has been kind of messing with it in a way that it makes you feel that there's something wrong. There isn't actually anything wrong with it. So you do want to work your way through. If you massage your neck every night, you'll start to feel that release of the tension. You know, it's pretty painful, but once the pain is gone, you'll feel a lot more relaxed. I also use the massage gun on my jawline, on my cheeks. I sometimes go around my temples and my forehead and on my scalp. You do want to be careful with that though. I can't emphasize that enough. Do not just go willy-nilly all over your face, your ears, the back of your neck and stuff on a high pressure. That can really mess you up. I'm very careful with it. I just let it do like a light pressure. I just do like a light pressure at the top of the crown of my head. I don't really do it on eyes too much. Like my eye muscles do get sore, like I mentioned with the blue light blockers, but you don't really want to go too hard on that area. You do want to challenge it a little bit, not too much to the point where you're damaging your eyesight or anything like that. Massage tools are great. You can also massage the diaphragm, a little bit of your belly, your core. Anywhere that you hold tightness can pretty much be a source of keeping you up at night. That can be a big distraction. Massage tools can really help with that. I have a foot massager as well. That doesn't necessarily help me with sleep. It does kind of relax me. Anything with massage and that sort of self-care can definitely help you get better sleep. Number 6 is face tape. I have been using face tape. Yes, tape on my face to get better sleep over the last 2 weeks. Yes, you're literally taping surgical tape, stuff that's not gonna mess your skin up. Medical tape, KT tape, the side of your face, like under your cheekbone, right by your masseter, your jaw muscle, on your forehead, in between, right here. You can do it on your chin in like an X shape. I don't know why people don't talk about this. Look up face taping. You'll see that some people really swear by it. Other people say like, oh, this is woo-woo pseudoscience. Okay, so is half of the stuff we're talking about. If it's not fully studied in clinical trials, then it's pseudoscience. But how many things did we call pseudoscience that eventually became normal science? But face tape makes intuitive sense. You have this sort of low-level activation of your muscles almost at all times, especially if you have TMJ, soreness or tightness or like this tendency to clench. It brings awareness to that area of your muscle. Like I said, if you tape here, you're gonna start to feel a very light sensation of the tape on your face. So when you're asleep, you're a lot less likely to clench because you feel that sort of bioactivity. That's what you're really trying to do, is bring awareness to it. Again, I haven't been doing this for too long. I do notice in the morning, I'm like, my face doesn't feel as tight. I look at my face and it seems better. Like it just seems like less like tense and inflamed and whatnot. So that's been really working for me. And of course, mouth tape is included in that. I'm sure y'all have heard of mouth taping by now, but if not, let me put you on. Mouth taping is for those who mouth breathe, those who snore, or those who have a compromised airway. Sometimes in different stages of sleep, we get so relaxed that our tongue collapses, the tone of our muscles in our throat kind of compromise. Instead of the tongue being pressed up, all the muscles being engaged, your tongue kind of relaxes, you get that slack jaw, and your whole airway becomes compromised because you're supposed to be breathing through your nose, but instead, now the airway of breathing through your nose is compromised because this giant hole, your mouth, is now compromising the whole thing. So mouth tape helps to keep that in check. Like you're trying to keep that pathway of your nose open. But for some people, nasal breathing is really tough, so you naturally open your mouth to get more air. This is something you're not in control of. So I recommend mouth taping if you snore, if you mouth breathe. If you don't know if if you snore, you mouth breathe. Ask somebody if you live alone, sleep alone. See if your mouth is dry in the morning, or just try mouth taping out and see if it makes a difference over a couple nights. Cause you'll be like, damn, I don't have as much brain fog anymore because now I'm breathing through my nose. Cause this whole time I was breathing through my mouth and I didn't even realize it. All right. So that's a common story that people will say, oh, I didn't even realize until I started mouth taping that I was doing. Mouth taping is something that I've been doing forever, the last few years at least. And it's something that's necessary. I don't negotiate with that because I will open my mouth, especially in REM sleep. You get really relaxed. You're paralyzed pretty much. You're not in control of how you breathe. You don't ever want to mouth breathe. There's reasons why. I've talked about it in other videos if you want to go check those out. But for this video, taping your face is a key that you may have been overlooking because everybody seems to have overlooked it in these sleeping communities. Because I think it seems a little kooky, like you're putting tape all over your face like some tribal warrior, but it works. You know, you can even do it during the day. A lot of people who have been doing face taping are like the older ladies, like the middle-aged ladies who want to get rid of their wrinkles, those stress indentations. They put the tape there even sometimes during the day so that they don't really do it. Like they bring the awareness to that area. It's going to look better. You're going to feel better. You're going to sleep better. So it's this kind of connective chain. Last but certainly not least, over the last few days, I have been getting great sleep because of Silk. Full mulberry silk sleep mask. It's not just to be luxurious. All right. It's not just so you can be like a little princess sleeping with Silk. Silk is just like a game changer, man, for your sleep. It's so soft. It doesn't mess with your hair. It doesn't mess with your skin and your eyes. It just feels very natural because it is. Mulberry silk is natural. It's not synthetic. Think about it. You want to sleep on the highest quality natural products. Same thing, you want to wear natural products on your skin rather than polyester and all the fake plastic stuff that we got everywhere. Like when people say, oh, it's smooth as silk, they're not lying, yo. Like this stuff is good. I'm not really the type to really even care about stuff like that. You know, sometimes I could be like a real man, like caveman, like, oh, I'm gonna just go to sleep. But since I introduced this, yo, I'm talking to y'all about a mask, all right? Like a sleep mask. This is as anti-caveman as it gets. It makes your face feel very relaxed and smooth. There's a reason that people charge so much for Silk products. There's a reason that all the emperors in the past used to wear it and whatnot. All right, y'all, that's my time. That is what I've been doing over the last 2 weeks to get great sleep, some of the best sleep of my life, some of the best, most quality, deep sleep of my life. It feels restoring, feels amazing. I feel relaxed, I feel still. I feel like my younger self back when I was getting that real good childlike deep sleep. I really appreciate y'all watching. This was a fun one. Stay tuned for the next one. Subscribe, like, share with somebody who needs better sleep, so on and so forth. Peace. Sleep well, y'all.